To wear a glove? I usually don't. No, I mean, if it just depends. If it's freezing, that's a different story. But out here, it wasn't terrible. The snow actually makes the ball a little sticky, so kind of like it in that sense.
You may have returned the process of this trigger's testing fortitude. What are some of the challenges?
I mean, the altitude, obviously, that'll test you a little bit. You could tell just guys are sucking air a little bit, but it's good for us. We're going to be playing that on Monday. So, and then yeah, I think Nick worded it pretty well, so I'll just leave it at that. But no, it's been a good week.
Just practicing things outdoors, and then going inside, just a lot of different moving parts to the whole situation.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when we went to the Greenbrier. Your schedule's not the same, your routine's not the same, so you got to just adjust and kind of just roll with the punches a little bit. But we've done this before, so it's nothing new for us.
But at a certain point, do these week longs take their toll on you?
If we were to have another one, yeah, that might. No, it's honestly, it's been pretty fun with the guys. There are some things that you'd like to change, but it sort of is what it is, and you got to make the best of the situation. So I think we got a good group of guys for that, and the positivity's been there. That's for sure.
We know the altitude obviously is flexibility to breathe, but in terms of the ball coming out, can you tell a difference in terms of velocity and things like that? And is there a connection to that takes place this week too?
Everyone's been asking me that. I don't notice a huge difference. Even when we played Denver earlier this year, it really doesn't fly that different. I think it's more in the kicking game that you feel it. But yeah, I haven't thought about it too much, to be honest.
What is it? So many of your connections with IU are over the middle and the intermediate and the low pass. What is it about the way he runs that route, or what kind of develop that connection with him?
I mean, I think it's more just I just run the plays, whatever's called, whatever the route is for him. We just make the best of the situation, make the best of that play, and B's got a wide variety of routes that he's good at. He's able to get in and out of routes differently than most receivers, just with the length of his legs and stuff like that. It's different. He moves differently than pretty much all receivers that are on our team, at least, and that's how he separates. And so whether it's going in or out doesn't really matter to me. I don't have a preference, but just whatever's called, we make the best of it.
Follow up to that, George and Fred were saying yesterday there's been some practice, especially here lately where Brandon has had 4 or 5 just kind of crazy catches in practice. Do you remember a specific game recently where that happened? And can you just kind of tell us what 1 or 2 of those were like?
Shoot, he has them every day. It's kind of becoming routine, honestly. His arms are so long that it's I'm learning his catch radius and how it's just different. He had one today over the middle. Just I put it high in front of him, and he just went and got it. And some of those you do on purpose with the location of the defender, and some he just makes you look good as a quarterback. So you love having a guy like that.
Does that increase your confidence in throwing a ball that maybe you wouldn't have in the past, that you see the radius and going on?
Oh yeah. I mean, I can't think of one off the top of my head right now, but yeah, there's been ones in the past where it looks like he's covered, and you just put it outside of his frame, and he can reach in, the DB can't. So.
What's his personality like on the field? In person, he looks like borderline shy, and on the field, he looks like angry.
It's pretty good. I mean, yeah, it's somewhere right in between there. B's not the most talkative guy, but I have no problem with that. He talks when he needs to talk and says things that need to be said. But yeah, he plays angry, man. Especially in the run game when he's blocking those safeties and pinning a D end. It's cool having a guy like that in your team.
What do you mean by the length of his legs helping to separate? They're long legs, and that's what helps him?
Yeah, he is. I mean, just long limbs in general. Yeah, I mean, when you watch him run, it looks different, or at least to me, it looks different than other receivers, And when you have long legs like that, some receivers can't really get out of the break. They just get stuck kind of, and Brandon has the strength to get out of that, which is just unique.
And your whole process from when he was drafted until now, he was really proud of himself about that touchdown pass that he dropped. And it's like he said it's going to stick with him for the entire season. Do you see that part of his maturity and his development?
Yeah, I think if that would have happened last year, I don't know if that would have been the same response. But it's a testament to show how far he's come as a player, and as a person. I mean, this time compared to last year, B's different. He really is a different person in the locker room, how he carries himself, everything, and it's starting to show on the field. And yeah, he'll get more ops, and obviously, he'd love to have him that one back, but he'll get more ops. You don't really think about it. It's kind of just you learn the guys throughout practice. That's what training camp OTAs. You learn the guys what they can do, what they can't do, and that's why sometimes in practice you might throw a ball that is iffy that you wouldn't throw in the game, but you learn like, all right, this guy can make that catch, he can make this adjustment, and just go from there.
Jimmy, I know you said that the shoulder has been kind of working progress to get back to full strength completely. Do you feel more healthy in your legs and every other part of your body, just in terms of being more willing and capable of kind of getting out of the pocket and doing some things off schedule?
Yeah, I mean, I feel good. No different than any other year. I think, yeah, it was a good off season. Wasn't my typical off season, so I got to save the body a little bit. But I think it's paying some due right now.
Aaron Banks, he doesn't even really know who's behind
Say it again, sorry.
Aaron Banks, he doesn't really know who's behind him, whether it's Christian or Elijah. Half the time he's just focusing on doing his job. But as a quarterback, when you've got either one of them back there, are they pretty interchangeable?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I mean, basically, I see who's obviously in the huddle, but yeah, it really doesn't change anything, honestly. Seeing who's playing running back, if Juice is playing running back, might change a couple things, but no, it's we got a good group, man, and they all play well together. They get after it and they challenge each other, which makes for a good group.
And it was just like a bang play, and definitely did not mean to get ejected or hurt anybody, but it's part of football.
He's getting tackled from behind by Fred. I mean, does that kind of alter his, pushing forward more quickly to you and make it more bang?
Yeah, I mean, he got pushed forward, so it just sucks that it happened, but it's just football. I mean, you try to do everything right by the book, but you playing fast, it's something like that's bound to happen. So yeah, he definitely got pushed forward and just kind of made it even worse. Yeah.
His coaching point was that, unfortunately, reality in the NFL, you kind of have to let up a little bit around the quarterback, and when he's going down, you can't get that last shot in there. Is that pretty much the adjustment?
Right. Yeah. I mean, even at the time, like I couldn't even tell he was sliding. Just going back, just from my memory, I knew it was third down. I saw him getting loose, and I couldn't tell that he was sliding. So I saw him going chest forward, and I mean, I tried to turn my shoulder just so I wouldn't use my head or put my body on. I know how they protect them, a lot, and just bang, yeah.
Have you heard from the league, or are you expecting any further punishment for the hit?
It may be like a fine, but I haven't heard anything. So.
A lot of your teammates came out after the game and spoke up and said that unfortunately never wanted, ill intent or
All right.
anything else. Does that make you feel that your teammates just stand behind you about potential that high?
It's big time. I mean, they know how I play, how I practice. It's just how I practice. I don't try to hurt nobody in practice. I don't try to, hurt my teammates or, we're just playing football. I'm going out there to win and get better and, put my team in the best position as possible. So they know that, that's what my mindset is and that's how I'm going to give it. So, I appreciate them for just having my back, for sure. In the locker room, and not coach. Yeah, hot coach, a little contrast.
What was that experience like? Strange to have to be in there?
It was strange. It was very strange, but for me, I know our linebacker group is second to none. So, once I realized everything and looked at his E's, said it's time to go. And he's more than capable of doing it. He came in second half, made some great plays, and and that's what we do as linebackers. We know we got each other's back, and we're always ready to go. So, as I was watching, I was real happy to see Aziz go out there and do what he loved to do.
Were you impressed with how fast he came back? Since he's been out for a little while, how quick he jumped back into the swing of things?
Oh, yeah. That's just his mindset. When he's on the field, it's all go. That's all of our mindset. So I know once he had got strapped up and once he was ready to go, that he wasn't going to turn anything down. He wasn't going to slow play it. He wasn't going to try to get a feeling in there. He was going to go in there and lay it down. So, just to have that someone like that beside you that that you can count on and that's going to bring that energy and effort, it just makes you want to do the same thing. It brings the best out of you. It brings the best out of each other. So, and that's what we try to do.
What were your impressions of Deshaun Gibson this year?
What was that? I'm sorry.
What were your impressions of Deshaun Gibson this year?
Who was that?
Oh, your safety, Gibson?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear what you just said. But yeah. No, just I'm sorry. I couldn't hear what you had said.
It's my accent.
Yeah, no doubt. But no, Deshaun, I love Deshaun. He's he's a quiet guy, veteran guy. So he kind of knows his role a little bit, just as he just gets accustomed to the team, and you can just see him as he gets around the guys more, he talks more and more, and I mean he's just a veteran, man. I ask him questions all the time just on how he stayed healthy for so long. But just watching him work, after, I think 7, 8, it was a nice season for him, somewhere around there. So just to see the way that he works every day in practice, I ask him, what do you do how do you, keep going every day the way you do? And I mean, cold tub is normally for him. So that's why I was in the cold tub. But no, he's a great guy to work with, man. And yeah. No. He's kind of just. I talked to him in the cold tub, surprisingly, in the hot tub when we're contrasting. More than anything, I don't really hear him too much other than that. But he's always there. Like shoot, he's gonna get the ball down. So I mean, can't complain, man. He's a great tackler, and he know how to. He's like the last line of defense. So as long as we ain't get scored on, I know he did his job. So. No, I know he is. I couldn't hear the name. I thought you were talking about somebody from. Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Trey, you guys are getting a steady dose of short game stuff, screens and things like that. But D'Amico's saying a lot of that is teams trying to offset or pass rush. How much of a point of emphasis has that been over the last couple of weeks? And for you as linebackers, what's the key to being good in that area?
Yeah, we have been getting a lot of screens lately. I think just the way that our D-line rushes and hunts, teams can't sit there and block us all day. So they try to let them get, a free rush and throw it right behind them and dunk it. But, I mean, it's just for us as linebackers, it's just about, reading our keys and reacting to what we see. I mean, every week we get a mannerism tape on the running back on how, when it's a screen, what type of screens they like to run. So that's one of the things that I look at myself and just, as soon as I can get some type of, key just from the way that he pass sets or the way that, after the ball is snapped, just being able to react and knowing where you fit, knowing where you got help at. So sometimes, when you got a lineman in front of you, you're not quite sure exactly what where to fit at. But, just knowing the defense and knowing that, okay, I might have a guy side of me to the right or inside, you guys coming. So just playing fast and, just allowing the stack monsters to come out and redirect and come to help us as well.
The defense's approach obviously is to be prepared for either kind or point. What is your personal way of preparing for either a hole or a point to one pocket?
Yeah, I mean their offense isn't going to change, whether it's with Kyle or with the other guy or Collar. I'm bad with names. It's going to be the same offense for the most part. So whichever one wants to play, it don't matter. I mean, I'm just excited to be back playing football again. So it don't really matter, man. You prepare. I mean, of course, college, you're just going to get more, running and with the quarterback. So, you got to be able to plaster and being able to stay tight on your guy, a lot more. But, same with the other guy. He's going to want to throw it and he's accurate. So you got to be tight still just so, our D-line can get home and get a sack.
Yeah, it's cold.
How's the adjustment been to the altitude for you?
Say that
How's
again.
the adjustment been to the altitude been?
It's been pretty rough. Obviously, altitude is always pretty rough, but I think we getting adjusted. It's really no getting used to it. Just got to be in it.
A couple of your teammates have said this trip has tested your force as a team a little bit. If you agree with that, how so?
Oh shit! Did you see yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was that was a tough one. So yeah, I mean, everybody had to show a little mental toughness yesterday from every coach to every player. So, I mean, even you guys sitting out there, I know y'all felt it. So.
Was there any relief when you saw it snowing and that you wouldn't have to be outside?
Honestly, I heard today indoor didn't have a heater or any air conditioning system, so it was going to be cold either way. So, we went. Obviously, I thought if we would have practiced on the field, they probably would have shoveled the snow, so I wasn't really worried about it. But it was definitely not as cold in the indoor as it is outside. So I was lucky. I was happy for that.
Do these week-long trips take their toll at a certain point in passing?
I think they do a really good job of keeping us on the same schedule, even though we're at a different location. So it doesn't really take that much of a toll because other than not sleeping in your bed, but other than that, they do a really good job of keeping the schedule pretty much the same.
I'm sure you're aware, we discussion this week that you typically plays based on your stance. It's a run, it's a pass. Or maybe I'm not aware of this discussion. But anyway, is there anything to that? Is that something you have to be aware of throughout your career, or are you just like, oh, this is nonsense?
Yeah, it's pretty nonsense. When you think about it, if you just think that football is as simple as knowing if it's a run or a pass, and you kind of dismiss the knowledge that you have to compete at a high level. Just because you know it's a run, don't mean you know what type of run. We just installed 50 runs with 6 different looks each run. So, I can show you run all day. Do you know which 50 runs we're running? There's plays where we want it to look like run and we're passing it. And plays where we want it to look like a pass and we're running it. So if you're looking for me to tell you everything, then I can manipulate you, which is why they don't look at us that much as you guys think. It's never been that big of a deal on this side.
Justin is Christian McCaffrey taking up all those run hits and putting it to
We all know what type of talent he is, so it's only a matter of time, right? He just had to know what they wanted him to do, how they wanted him to run the ball. It's a lot different from Carolina, obviously. So, I was talking to him. He's had a lot of different coaches, a lot of different type of offenses over his career. So I don't think this is any different. Actually, he picked it up extremely fast. Being able to trade for him on, a Friday, and actually have him suited up, playing, knowing plays on Sunday, I think is a huge testament to him and his knowledge of the game.
You talked to Chris Wilson just a minute ago about this stance thing, and he says the kind of thing where it does affect you, but it could possibly impact other players in the offense if someone in the defense picks up on it. Have you had that conversation with him? He seemed to indicate that you guys have talked about it.
We talk about everything, but at the end of the day, would you rather me make him think it's a run and it's really a pass and put myself in bad position and the quarterback gets sacked, fumble, or what have you? Is it really that important when you look at it? Because it goes past just a pre-snap, right? Most drop back passes, it's a pass instantly. You look at personnel, right? You look at down and distance. You look at time of a game. We're in a 4-minute offense. How often are we going to pass the ball, right? We're in 2 minutes. How often are we going to run the ball? It's really, they don't. Linemen used to do that. Probably, 10 years ago, they used to give a bird and a rabbit call, but it screws everybody up because if I'm going to run a screen, I want you to rush upfield, right? So if you are going to change your approach by my stance, then I know how to get you to do whatever I want you to do, right? So if we might be running a trap. I want the DN to run upfield. I don't want him coming looking for a block, right? We give him a pass rush stance. I give him a pass stance, and now we get him upfield, we get him trapped, right? Or if it's a screen and we want the lineman upfield, you give him a pass stance. They run upfield, we throw the screen over the back. If we passing the ball over the middle, like we do so often, if I give you a run stance and that determines how you're going to play me, then I've got you beat, right? Because I sell run, linebackers step up because they're convinced that it's run from my stance maybe, who knows, and we go right over the top, right? So if that's the case, you put yourself in a position to get manipulated every different type of way.
Last one.
Of course.
On the flip side of that, Trent, are you able to pick up tells on defensive end?
Of course. So if a DN,
For example, like what might take kind of
Yeah, if a DN has to go from a C gap to an A gap, I mean, he's going to creep in, right? Because he has to get there. It's not about deception at that point. It's about doing your job because there's 11 people, who are leaning on you to be where you're supposed to be. So they do the same thing. If a corner's blitzing, we know because the safety has to cover over top, right? And if he's not over top, then that hot read can go to the house, right? So, I mean, defenses do the same thing. If you look at it, you can look at the tight end and tell whether he's going to run or pass. I mean, the way he's lined up on the ball. You can see, if that was end-all, be-all, then that would be a big deal. But since it's not, it's only a big deal, a discussion on social media. It's not a discussion here. Oh, yeah, of course. But like I said, they don't really – if you talk to the good rushers, you talk to Nick Bosa's and they're not going to watch me because I can mislead them, right? They're going to look at their keys. They're going to look at the formation. They can look at pre-snap motion. They can look at the quarterback. I mean, you in shotgun, if the running back is going to get the ball, he's probably going to be a little tighter to the quarterback. If he's releasing to the flats, he's probably going to be a little wider. They see all of that. So to think it's just as simple as run or pass is, it's kind of elementary,
Has your stay been a practice facility?
It's been amazing. Been really hospitable. It's been great to be here. Weather's awesome.
You like both?
Yeah.
Does it remind you of college?
A little bit.
You expect to face Kyler Murray Monday night. How does he rank in terms of quarterbacks that are hard to get?
Yeah, we don't really know who's going to be there, but we're preparing for whoever. But yeah, he's tough, definitely elusive, and really fast. So we have to be sound in our rush lanes and do our thing.
Is he the fastest quarterback in the
I don't know. Did he run the 40?
face?
No, he didn't, right? Justin Fields might be faster, honestly.
When you're studying film,
Jimmy.
the lead up to the week, do you look for tells or tips from an offensive tackle, things that could indicate what he's going to do, whether he's going to run or pass? Do you throw time to that? Do you find things like that often?
Yeah, definitely. I'm not huge on pre-snap stuff. I know a lot of guys do, but I think when I'm guessing and trying to, unless there's something that's glaring and obvious, then I'll obviously use that. But for the most part, formations I'll look at a little bit, and that'll help me in the run game. But for the most part, our scheme allows us to just stare at the ball and get off the rock.
What are you most looking forward to in playing in Mexico City? And I believe this is your first international game.
I think it's going to be really cool to see just how a different country reacts to our games, and I've heard there's a lot of Mexican 49er fans, so it should be pretty good, and the stadium looks really cool, so it should be loud and fun.
How do you, as a defensive mind, balance going all out after quarterback and also being mindful of those rush lanes? And that's a hard thing to balance.
Yeah, it's definitely tough against mobile guys. We haven't had too many mobile guys this year as much as we usually do. But yeah, it's tough, but you have rushes that you're confident in that are smart rushes that won't get you out of place. So you just have to use those most of the time.
What were your impressions of Jordan Willis in the situation?
I thought he was great. I expected him to play well. He's a really good player, and I was happy when they brought him in off IR, and he's super reliable. He's a very high percentage rusher, and I think he's going to up his value throughout the year.
He seems fairly quiet. He doesn't seem to seek out the spotlight. How would you describe his personality?
Very introverted. He's probably the most quiet guy. I think he grew up with either 9 or 11 siblings. So I don't know if that obviously contributes to how he acts, but he's just super humble. Obviously great upbringing. But yeah, I like him a lot.
Played all but 2 snaps in the last game. Were you prepared for that going in? And is that kind of what you'd like as your role?
Yeah, I mean, whenever I'm feeling good like that, I think our offense kind of controlled the ball a lot of the game. So that helps, gives me a lot of breaks. And when I need a break, I'll take it. But last game, I felt good. I was feeling fresh, so hopefully I could keep that going.
You got chipped a lot in that game. When you line up and you see there's no tight end over there, there's no extra blocker, do you think, hey, this is going to be one of the few times I'm going to have this in the game? I've got to.
Yeah, it does make those a little frustrating when you don't capitalize on those, and it could kind of mess with you. But I think we rushed really well as a team and played really good at defense in the second half. So if there's extra guy in blocking me, then it's an extra guy that isn't running routes, so that helps.
Have you heard D'Amico Ryan preach that he does a lot of anything with the vampires?
Not that exactly, but it's been an interesting trip. So it's definitely testing our fortitude and ability to stay positive.
Your wind-up session was a little bit more personality than we've seen in here. Do you kind of let it go a little bit more when you're around?
I mean, those are like 3 snippets from 3.5 hours of a game, so it's not like I'm yapping the whole time. So they actually do a good job of making me seem funny.
Staying before is Deshaun Gibson. He's 32 and he was signed really late. He was unemployed. I guess are people surprised by how well he acclimated and his
I was surprised before I knew who he was, and then once I got to know him and his past, he fits directly in with us, and he's played on some legit defenses, so it's nothing new for him. And when you watch him prepare throughout the week, it's that of a 10-plus year vet who's a top player in the league.